Hello everybody, for this month is here. Today, folders. This is a bit unusual topic from me. You can hear because as I said in I think in many my videos, I'm not really folder guy. I like simply fixed blades. But I got a couple of things. I hope this video will be pretty short compared to my other videos because I don't have many folders, because I said before these are all my folders I have. It is, you know, my Mackinac Hunter, cold steel Mackinac Hunter, great knife, old one. I think this, out of these, this is the very first folder. This is of course Emerson Commander. I got it 10 years about. Zero tolerance 0200, and because I like Emerson and I like zero tolerance, I got now this Cooperation zero tolerance. I think it's 620, made of Elmax steel. Yeah, 0620. It's my new model. I got it 2 weeks about. So what will be this video about? I want to speak about problems I see with folders. I think in these days folders are going really popular. So many guys I see on internet, there are plenty of folders, because you know, I think the plus for it, you can have plenty of them in a relatively small, say, box, because they are small to store them. Of course, I think there is other side, they are pretty expensive, especially if you buying this my range. This one is the cheapest one out of these four, and I think this is the second cheapest knife I have now in my collection. I'm not sure, $70 about. I spoke about it, but you know, this video is about how to use folders. I don't count myself as a collector, knife collector. I'm a user. Of course, I got plenty knives, so we are going, you know, in these like two ways. Where do you start to be collector? And so there are users and collectors, and as I said, there are two ways. So basically just collecting knives, and you are using knives, and I count myself somewhere in between, because I got plenty knives now. Of course, compared to someone say, oh, you could just, you know, couple of 10s, 20, 30 knives, which is not really that much. Okay, but this is the problem. I don't have any display knife. I'm using all of them, even my SOG Trident, the original, which could be now taken as some, you know, like collectible blade. You know, I'm using that knife, and I'm planning to buy a tracker, the new one, the anniversary version tracker from Tops, which should be released after a couple of days. Yeah, I think the 1st of October, I think. So I want to buy it because, of course, I will finish that my Tops collection. I will have all their trackers, but I will use it. I don't want to put it into my box and say, oh, I got the knife. So I'm not on that side. So I'm counting myself somewhere in between. Yes, I'm a collector because I got plenty of knives, but I'm using them, all of them. That's important. And these folders are in the same situation. They are pretty expensive, but I carry them. I carry them now. Most of time as a company or EDC, a company, of course, for some bigger fixed blades. I skipped this one off because I don't need it. I don't want to talk about it. And this is not a review for these knives. I will do it not like this one because I made already this review for these knives, but for all these three I will do reviews and in use videos. And I want to buy just I think one folder which is in my head now, and that is a Spyderco Shaman, which is I think one from the newest. It is a big folder. I don't have small folders. I would these around 4 inches blade somewhere there, because simply I like that. I like stronger knives, not just these small, because I believe, you know, Blackjack 155 folding blade, sorry for a fixed blade, small one, can do lots of things better than some small folder, because it's light but it's still compact, very sharp. You know what I mean. So if I got a folder, I got some, you know, stronger folder. And for example, this Machina Hunter proven itself, and these, out of these four, this is a bit different knife. Firstly, is very cheap from them. I mean, coming from them, this is 70. I can buy, I think, 3-4 for each of these knives. So that cheap compared to these knives it is. So the point is, this knife is very different. I didn't mention it. The important for this, for my speech of this, is I will speak about using folders in outside activities, not really in town, which that's the point. There's one of the point, not really in town, but in town also, of course. Depend of tool how you can care about these knives, and that's important thing. You need to care about folders. Of course, you can say, yeah, you need to care about fixed blades, of course, but when you start to use some coating, you know, today we got really good rust-resistant steel, so AOS 8 begins at 440C, and we can go higher, and simply these knives from these steels can stand quite some time without touching. You know, you simply use them, put them back into the sheath and carry on. I don't think that it is the way for the folders, especially today. How I get the idea for this video, because I did like cleaning of these blades, so I just took everything out from these, unscrewed all these, and simply put some oil in it, and etc. And as I see in modern folders now, especially the expensive models, using bearings, and the highest models using the ball bearings, which in my eyes is really the weak point of the folders. Where we got a problem here? We got a problem. Well, see the gap between the liners and the blade, and that's the weak point in my eyes. That's the weak point, because of course that was the point, outdoor activities, you simply can't get any dirt, dust, I don't know, sand, for example. Sand will be really destroying these, because if sand will be there and you will use this one, you will do this one, and then you unscrew this, you will see scratches in it. And of course, if that will be ball bearings, that could be destroyed. And I don't know now, I don't have any folder with it, and I don't want to buy it, because I will be really worried if I will be able to use the knife. And now another question is going, of course, why not? Because you can simply take care of it. So you can unscrew it and simply clean it off and set it back, and it will work. And that's the problem. So do I really need to take all my, my workshop, as I said, to care about the folder. And difference why these three very expensive knives, so zero tolerance, Emerson Commander, and these 0200 zero tolerance, got the problem which this relatively cheaper knife, 70 bucks, doesn't have. Do you see any space there? Do you see any space between these huge steel liners and the blade? I can't see through. There is, of course, a micro space, but I can't see through. I can't see the other side. Of course, I hope you are in the same position, you can see it, because there is not the gap. Each of these knives, each of these knives got it. And because these knives are really expensive, now you can see it nicely. Here it is nicely possible to see, especially with that wardrobe there. So the problem of folders is this. Everybody care about does the blade shaking after hard using, because we are talking about hard using because we are outside. I don't mean to use these blades for, say, cardboard, cutting or box opening or something like that. You don't need knife for 200 bucks for something like this one. You mean it for serious use. This is Elmax steel, so one from the great steel now they use. And what for? This is AUS 8 steel, so down below these. These two are, by the way, 154 cm, both of them. This is the thinnest one, 3.1 millimeter. All of these two are, I think, 3.5, and this one is even 4 millimeters of Elmax steel. So this could stand something. Could or should, it depends. I hope so. So the question is, we need really to care about these knives outside. So I don't need to care about this because they really can't go in some small, or take it from other side. Yeah, if something can go in between these liners and the blade, it will be really dust, something really which I can take out like this one. So I don't need to be worried about. And of course, it is much more simply to clean it and everything. Yeah, the problem is maybe someone says, yeah, but we like the plain. We like these. This one is a little bit tied up. We like these. Yeah, I'll smooth this. Yeah, but the problem is that we are, we got everything like now we got like folders, like knives, just like knife. It looks like knife, it slices like knife, but it is not the strong as knife should be, and that's the problem. Because this one is not the best example because this is overbuilt knife, but this is overbuilt also, but this one has the weak point and this also. I did some batoning actually with this, so I tried with the Emerson Commander do some bushcraft stuff. I a little bit abused it, and there was a problem with centering, so I can't set the blade exactly in the middle, but it wasn't a huge problem. So this is not like complain about this one, definitely not. The problem is that this bearing inside, for example, Emerson got some kind of plastic, I don't know what it was, the silicone or something like that, and these two zero tolerance got I don't know what was the like gold metal, I don't know, what was the bronze, I think this is bronze bearing, or something like this one. Oh yeah, it must be something like that. So not really hard, I'm not sure, but definitely where there will be the ball bearing, it will be even worse for that hard using. So yeah, it is smooth for opening, you know, so bang, bang, it's nice. It is nice, like it is like a toy. Then it's not like working horse like this one. You can do this playing around, but it serves and it stands. Simply these steel huge liners, all of these are one piece of steel, 1, 2, and these are fixing the blade in it, and it really keeping out of possible move. The bigger gap here in between, the bigger gap here, the bigger problem we can have, because all movements out of center, let's say in light batoning, or even you just do just like, I'll say, we need to go through the wood, so you will use this one for like wedge chopping, like this one. There is always side play, and I can see it now. Even if I do just a bit is moving there, because it has the place. In my eyes, there should be, you know, the bearings is just small one. I don't want to unscrew it. This is small one. These are like, you know, 1.5 centimeter, no more. Of course, and there is the axis going through. So it makes the knife weak. Yeah, it is nice, easy opening, you know, it works like, and I think that people are going to that side. Oh, ball bearing, yeah, more expensive folder, ball bearing, because it's nice to open, it's nice to play, but it is not toy. If you really mean it as a serious tool, imagine if you buy a knife for $250 with premium steel, you know, steel liners and G10 or the higher level material, but the weakness of the points of the blade stay there, right where you don't need it. The weakest point are exactly where you need the knife to be strong, not the weak. And that's something what I really don't understand, why there are people, I say, a bit pushing that knife makers, if they will say, okay, we don't want these, we want to have stronger folders, something like this one, something what can stand some abusing. And this one, if you didn't see this Mackinac Hunter in use video, please have a look what these cheaper steel AUS8 with the steel for $70 can stand. I abused it as a fixed blade, and the knife works still. There's no problem, simply it's running sharp like hell. No chipping, no nothing, simply nothing. So that's really something. So if I want to have a company, or even replace for one of my small fixed blades for whatever reason, so this could be one of these choices. I am going for these stronger knives. I believe in it. If you say, this is, by the way, if you've seen that, this is my DPX Heft 4 fixed blade. I spoke about the original sheet, so this is the original sheet. So sorry, it's just a bit out, so there is the plastic in it, so it keeps the knife a little bit in, yeah. But there is nothing what will hold your stuff you put there, only when you lock this one. And if you got it on your belt and you won't take it off, so you need to do this one, then take the knife out and take it off from like this one, and of course this one fall down. So, and then for the Lion Steel they made this one, so better version for it. You got a loop here, and the covered the pocket here without this crazy cap, or I don't know how to call it. But why I do have these knives here? 4 inches fixed blade, 4.5 millimeters thick, about zero tolerance, 0200, 4 millimeters thick blade, folder. So see, same size, and I believe this is even heavier. And the Lion Steel M5 is longer. Not really much, as you can see. It's longer. Really, in the blade it is, but just overall length is very close. So this is really overbuilt knife. And these are in similar weight. This is 238 grams, and this is I think 211, 212. So 1 ounce. This is 1 ounce lighter than this fixed blade. So sometimes we do have the folders which are built like to replace the fixed blade, and this zero tolerance 0200 is that kind of folder. I've said it. I've seen a Russian guy, who did really like kind of destruction test. He did plenty bloody hell things with the knife, and simply standards. After that test, he did just bing. Oh, he's running. Yeah, no chipping, no something yet there. Yeah, it's ready. So this is overbuilt folder. And why I'm doing this one now? We need to understand that what for we got the folders outside, because if we carry any fixed blade, so it doesn't matter if this knife has 2-3 say grams, so very close to this weight, but there is a sheath also, and it is bigger, of course. I mean, if the folder is closed, of course. So it is more easy to carry, even if this is very heavy. So it is much more lighter than this one, include the sheath, and you can put it simply into your pocket. So that's why we got a folder, in my eyes. So I believe this folder can stand it. By the way, I do love this flipper, not because you can flip these, but with this, if whatever happened, and the blade simply, there is the liner lock or frame lock, I don't know the difference between, because it seems to me this is the same. You got this one, and it protects your finger. The knife can't lock or simply chop off your fingers if somebody or something hit it really hard and it will lock. Then of course it will press here, but it will not damage your fingers. Unfortunately, not on these. That's bad, but what I can do. And this triad lock is too strong. I can't imagine how it can happen, this one. So I am not, don't worry about that. And now we need to, I said we need to take care about these knives. The problem is we need so many things. So I bought this knife, this is Torx T10, as you can see, and I bought it because I got this big set of these hex bits, and I had a problem to find something what will unscrew this one, these small Torx. It is T10 now, I realized, and of course the small one, even smaller, which I can use for these. The same was here. That was really problem. I couldn't find, in this set, I couldn't find it properly. So I took my knives, I went to shop where I can buy pieces of these hex or even this. So it was like tool shop, I say that. And I took out the knife from my pocket and said, please, can you help me? I'd like to find the Torxes which leads into these screws. So we took a couple of them and we really tried in the shop, because I was really pissed off from that. I bought this big set and I couldn't find what I need there. So that was really annoying. And that's the problem. Each of companies got different using different torque size. So this is zero tolerance. So finally, I found two sides which can unscrew these sides. Is T10, and there is T6, or what is that, for these small guys. So now I can do it because I went with the knife exactly to the shop and bought it there. So I'm happy for that. Unfortunately, that cold steel got this own, this one was like it can work, but it doesn't work. Yeah, sorry. Move these small now. So now I got everything to reset all of these parts. So clean it off and I can screw it back. But by the way, I recommend you, if you got something like that, I got in my EDC pocket. This is set without these bits. This one and this holder, you can buy it as it is part of Victorinox multi-tool, and you can of course buy the set like I showed you here and put the Torxes, or flat drivers or Phillips, which you really used. And you got these. You need to buy each of them separately, but this is really, really nice and helpful. Of course, I got my Leatherman tool. I will speak about it in a minute, but I can't use that really strong power for it. It is still like multi-tool knife, and it is not that strong. With this I can really abuse it. Even I will destroy it. Okay, so I buy another one. Is not the big problem. So my recommendation for this on Victorinox, some multi-tool. You can buy it separately. These two. Something else. This system, where the axis is for the zero tolerance, is 9.5 millimeters size. That was another thing which was annoying for me. In the shop, in a tool shop, as I said, where I bought all these things, is quite nice. There's lots of stuff, but I asked for 9.5 millimeter size of something what can unscrew this one. They don't have it. We try 9, we try 10. No, doesn't work. Anyone? Okay. So I need to buy something like that. Let's see, I think spanner, if I call it in English properly. So that spanner can do this one for me. Of course, I can use pliers, which I will do it, and I did it if I didn't have any something more useful for it. But this one is better because I can grab this one nicely, and then I can move it. You see the scratches on that? Yeah, it was from the pliers, because sometimes you can grab it really, because the high, this is about 2.5 millimeter high, so it's not really big. So sometimes it's slick off, something like that, or slip off. Sorry. But the reason why I'm talking about this one is also I seen a guy there. He says he spoke about Emerson knives, Commander, for example, Commander. He said, Emerson is making sheet knives now and blah blah blah. Okay, I don't care. There is the chisel blade. I think I call it right. It is working nicely. You need to understand and do it just a bit in different way. But for general use, for wood processing, and all these things, you didn't find a problem really. In a kitchen, maybe you'll find out if you do your stuff there, but I don't have the problem there, no any problem there. But the main problem for me is he spoke about why they use the Phillips, for example, here. Why they use the flat screws. That looks cheap, who wants it? We are in it seems to me like he's saying we're in modern age. We got the Torxes, we got the I don't know, whatever these. Is it really the way? I think this is the way where we don't want to go if we are real users. You know, the problem I showed you here, I need to go to the shop and buy the proper Torxes there. Take the knife and say, please, I need one Torx there because I got a set and there I couldn't find there, so please just help me. Okay, I got another trademark. I need something else. Why? Guys, I tell you now, that's why I got it here, the Leatherman. This is the base without any new bits. This is how I get the knife itself. There is a base bit, one flat. It was there when I bought the knife, and one Phillips. Wow! And now I show you something how this should work. Basic setup, no something special. I hope you can see that how. See that? You see him? So that's one thing. Sorry, I tied it up. Yeah. And second thing, flat. No, isn't it? Hope you see that. I can tidy it up or loosen it up a little bit with this single bit. It is not working, by the way, with the original flat screwdriver. It's too wide. The head is too wide for these Emersons. But the point is, when I got my Leatherman tool, the basic set without any bits bought to that, I can simply disassemble this Emerson, clean it up, and assemble it back. And it works. So why anybody spread something like that? We need to have some shiny Torxes, bloody hell, whatever things, which are sometimes bloody hell too expensive. These, you know, these little things. If we got something what works, it's easy to care, and simply I don't see anything what is like against that. What is in minus of that? Only way is there again. These things are making people which lost their thinking about these knives will buy people which will really use the knives, especially in hard conditions. This is for collectors. Whatever. We are happy just how it looks. Yeah, put there super steel because it shines now, has CPM 35 VN steel or LMAX steel, and it sounds great. Of course, put there price, not 150, 250, because of course LMAX steel, for example. But this is not good for us as a users. This cheap, relatively cheap steel. Of course, we got Torxes, which I don't like it, but the construction, basically the construction of this folder, this is made for using, for hard using. This construction for the Emerson is made for using. I'm not saying really hard using, and for easy to care, easy to maintain the knife. And these are made for, firstly, how it's look, but this one is such overbuild, it simply can't stand something because it is simply overbuilt. That's it. But all of them great knives. So I won't say, you know, this is like this one, but I hope you understand what I mean. So sometimes we're paying for something what we really don't need, maybe even it is working against us. For example, the ball bearing in my eyes. I don't want it on any of my knives because it is always in risk. If I go somewhere, you know, I got it in my backside pockets, I'll sit down, you know, say to the sand, to the sand, and something, you know, from the sand can fall simply to my pocket, of course, into the gaps between the edge. And I will a couple of times locked it, and I see, you know, the noise we knows, and I can have a problem. Why? Just there's no reason. Just this is simply, yeah, it doesn't look nice. Yeah, you can't open it so easy. I don't know how much percentage of power you need to use. If there will be no the bearing here, I mean no zero, it will be just a flat. If I can do this one, oh how much effort it takes. Definitely more, maybe 10%, maybe 15%, but I don't care because this should be the overbuild, like hard using folder. That they build it with the idea behind it. They said we want to build a folder which will replace some comparable size fixed blade. That was the idea behind this knife. Okay, so why not? So why put there some things which makes the knife weak? Okay, and last thing, I don't want to waste your time now. Last thing, which is of course to have easy to how to carry the knife is of course that we can put it to left, right, left pocket, into our luggage, etc. With the fixed blades, especially with a bigger one, not only like this one, you know, it's now matter of place. You know, you can cover your knife, so you don't want everyone to see you with a knife, and this big one is a big one. Of course, you see people with these the clips. You can clips in the pocket, like this one, for example. So, of course, oh, he's got a folder. Well, now you can see how easy I got a folder. Well, I'll tell you right now, zero tolerance. All of them used. This one is a new one. This is the 0620 with the Emerson wave. This one is working nice, so I was surprised. Sorry, I got a key still there. And with these are, by the way, 511 TDU tactical pants, and this should be made of foil. Let's see, now these are working. Sorry, I got another one. Maybe something changed, because I'm using normally these. And when I took the knife off, yeah, something like that. You see? So I don't know how it's working like this one, but this clips or 0620 is really strong, and I don't think that the wave is working exactly as I want to. I don't know why, but I feel like it will more stuck the knife in the pocket. If that will be flipper without the wave, it will be maybe easy to take it off normally and just open it. No, this one. So that was the problem only with this one, 0620, which I found. And it was really, try this. There's back side pocket. Now it is working here. I don't know, on these pants, on these others, it doesn't work properly. It's always stuck in my pocket. And very last thing is, and that's like downside of folders from carry of them, as I said, 511 TDU pounds. See this? Let's see the white here. So this is really, I can nearly go through with my finger. And by the way, what is very important, these are third trousers destroyed from these two knives, Emerson Commander and Zero Tolerance 0200. Both of them destroyed my pockets in a year. Every year I'm buying these trousers, 511 TDU. Only the problem is where the handles, especially this one, this is a bit, it's not sharp for the touch, but it's sharp enough. And for example, if you go to there and you sit, then simply see that where the folder, sorry. So be aware if you buy folder that maybe you need to change your pants more often than you've expected. So when I sit, see where the knife is. When I sit, it is there. So this is very important. So probably you will change your pants soon than you maybe expected if you don't carry your folders like this one. If you got another option how to carry folders without this problem, let me know. I'd like to know. Or just you know, because these trousers got this double stitching on these areas where you should keep the knife. Oh, there is another space. This is under that. So as you can see, I'll put it in exactly in the pocket of the, which is built for the folder. And as you can see here, so this is it. This is above that. So when you sit, it's simply after year really using, it will destroy that. So you can trust me. These are the third one. Every year I'm buying this one. These are the same model, green one as you can see, but I don't using them to normal work. So it's more if I'm going just outside in town, I mean behind the town somewhere, and I don't carry that much folders. So there. So these are still alive, but not like this one. This is every day. So that was pretty much said what I want to say. So up to you guys. If you want to buy some folders, so it is really good to understand what for you got the knife, because if you want something what really should stand something, so I think sometimes the modern thing, that super cool things are not the best for really using, and sometimes the old traditional backlocks, for example, like this one, could be stronger than the modern. Problem is, of course, with the steel. CPM 3B here or S35BN steel, probably the best folder on the market in my eyes. Even this one is great, but with a better steel, there is nothing what you can say like wrong about the knife. That's really there is nothing even cool design, just classic design. I don't do any advertising for cold steel. No, I'm not saying that cold steel is always making good knives and blah blah blah. No, this folder is simply very good and cheap compared to these. Thank you very much. Have a nice time and see you next time. Bye.